Alright. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Twisted Number Gaming here, back on Twisted Number Gaming, and today I am here to basically discuss a lot of stuff that's going on in Dead by Daylight, but more importantly, I'm just going to talk about, well, how we could potentially make the killer side a little bit better, easier to manage, because, let's be honest here, having 20 add-ons per killer, 3 perks per killer, it's a bit much for like a newer player coming in, and I completely understand that. So what this video is going to entail is me basically going over how we could basically decrease each killer's add-on count by at least 5 add-ons and remove at least 1 perk per killer. Now, we're going to start off from Trapper and make our way down the list all the way down to Springtrap. I will not be going over, sadly I will not be able to go over, good old Pinhead because I do not own him and would not be able to see his add-ons, so we're going to have, Pinhead's going to be the only killer we don't go over here. So, first up on the list is Trapper. His perks are Agitation, Brutal Strength, and Unnerving Presence. Already I can tell you which perk I would suggest that we remove, or better yet, because Brutal Strength is fine, so is Agitation. The only one that is bad is Unnerving Presence, because of the fact, look at this, survivors within your terror radius have a 10% greater chance of triggering skill checks, which is not good for us, that's good for them. Triggering skill check success zones are reduced by 60%. Now, that is good. That is good, making them smaller. Now, how do we get rid of Unnerving Presence? Well, that's actually easy. We basically make it to where triggered skill check success zones are basically gets put onto Agitation and remove the 10% greater chance of triggering skill checks to make Agitation a better perk. So your terror radius gets increased by 12 meters, you have 18% haste, and skill checks are 60% smaller within that radius, making Agitation a better perk. And then we only have Brutal Strength and Agitation from Trapper, and then Unnerving Presence basically goes away, which would buff Agitation, making it a better perk overall, and removing the unnecessary Unnerving Presence. So, basically keeping these 2 perks and removing Unnerving Presence would be the way to go in order to remove a perk from base game Trapper. Now, add-on wise, I'm immediately going to tell you right now that why is Makeshift Wrap not base kit on Trapper? I get it. It's funny, you know, Trapper can step in his own traps and get caught in them, but if anything, why has it been like this since the beginning of the game? Like, why has no one said, oh, hey, you know what? Like, no other killer can get, you know, held in place by, like, imagine if you're playing as Hag and if you walk over or near one of your trapped locations, it just triggered it and you basically could not use that location. Or Clown, imagine if you throw down a hindering bottle and you got slowed down. Right? Or, hey, imagine if, let me see here. What else? Imagine if you could get. Well, I mean, you can get body blocked by the twins, but like, I'm just saying, it's not good to basically, because like here's the thing, the animation for getting trapped takes 3 to 5 seconds to basically deal with. You know, I would say maybe 3 seconds, 3 to 5. It's between that time. And if you get stuck in your own trap, it's not a good feeling. I know how it is for newer players, and if anything, what we should do is make it to where if we want to remove 5 add-ons in total, make Makeshift Wrap base kit. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how it is in 2v8, that's how it should be overall. Also, padded jaws. I'm just going to say this right now. Just make it to where you get more blood points for someone getting caught in your traps, and just remove this add-on. So right there, you got 2 add-ons that are getting removed. Setting a bear trap being silent. I mean, if anything, this add-on could be put onto another add-on. So right there, that we could, if anything, just make it to where the bear oil gets basically equipped onto trapper gloves, making it to where setting a trap is silent and 30% faster. There you go. Now you have one brown add-on, and 3 of these add-ons are basically either base kit or added onto another add-on. So we could easily just remove those 3 on, and now look at that. Easy like that, now we're down to 17 add-ons. And I'm going to say something that's probably going to make a lot of people upset. I'm going to say right now that Rusted Jaws, to mangle survivors, this should be base kit right alongside Serrated Jaws. Making it to where, hey, look at that, now if you step in a trap, or, you know what, no, Serrated Jaws get combined with Lengthened Jaws to make it to where this one's better, so they get Deep Wounded and Hemorrhage, so there you go. But then Rusted Jaws should be base kit. They should be base kit for Trapper. So if you step in a bear trap, now it will mangle you, meaning you need to basically heal up within those 70 seconds, otherwise you're going to take... it. Basically, if you wait, you're not doing yourself a favor here. And right there, we could stop right there, right? We could just be like, oh hey, look, Twisted managed to actually get rid of 5 add-ons. Well, I'm not done here, because this is how bad Trapper is. So, we make Trapper Sack base kit as well. Make it to where he starts with all of his traps. So, he can't get stuck in his own traps, and he starts with all 10 of them. However, the bear traps cannot be picked up effect. We put it on to this add-on right here, the Iridescent Stone, and reduce the timer from 30 seconds to every 25 seconds. So it makes this add-on better, but also has a downside, because you'll start with all 10 of your traps anyway, so putting the traps cannot be picked up to the Iridescent Stone, meaning you basically need to be careful on where you set your traps. Your traps will reset every 20 seconds, but you can't pick them up to move them. Basically, it becomes automated. If anything, I think that would be fine to basically... Hello, Void. Welcome to the stream. But yes, Trapper Sack should definitely be another one that becomes base kit, and look at that. Now we're down even... Oh, yeah, no, I know. But then, everyone's probably like, what about Trapper Bag? It also does something else. Well, that's the thing. We just removed this add-on, and look at this. We would have then removed this add-on, this add-on, this add-on. This one would have been combined with this one would have been... So we would have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 add-ons, meaning Trapper would only have 13 add-ons, and a decent amount of them would either be base kit, removed entirely, or added on to other add-on effects. This would make Trapper way more powerful as a killer. Yeah, 67. So, right there, I was able to show you how we could remove 7 add-ons from Trapper, making him better overall. And look at that, I didn't even go into, oh, secondary coil or anything else, basically making it base kit. No, he would still have the base kit, like, stuff for everything else. It's just that he wouldn't get stuck in his own traps, he'd get more blood points for his traps, silent traps would get put onto Trapper gloves, Serrated Jaws basically gets put onto Lengthened Jaws effects. This gets removed and put as base kit. This gets put as base kit with the downside getting put onto Iridescent Stone, and this gets fully removed. Just like that, we would have easily made this way better. And then basically removing Unnerving Presence from the actual perk list. Boom. That's how you basically make Trapper, like, way better. And if anything, I don't think that's unfair, because here's the thing. Going against him as Survivor, he just feels really underpowered, and the fact that you as Trapper, from the Trapper's point of view, have to basically go around and pick up your traps. No, you should not be forced to go around and pick up your power unless you have put it down yourself. It just does not make sense that you have to go around and pick up your traps. Make Trapper Sack base kit. Doing all this would basically make Trapper a way more fun killer, and he'd have way less add-ons that survive. And then, you know what? Tar Bottle, if anything, that can stay, but I honestly think we could also remove this and bring him down to 12 add-ons as well. Like, just remove this, because Who wants to bring darker traps? Like, traps getting darkened? If anything, make it to where this becomes a camo. Instead of darkening it, make it to where, depending on the map, it darkens or lightens the map. Darkens or lightens it. And make it to where this add-on is just dependent on the map. So, and so where this add-on, and then just change it into a purple add-on. Boom, you got camo traps. Boom, Trapper becomes a way better killer. Hello, X-Boy. If you want me to go over what I was basically talking about, I'm talking about how we can make a killer better by lessening the amount of killer perks, the amount of killer add-ons, and if we have time, I'll basically go over survivor add-ons and items as well. So, basically remove Unnerving Presence altogether. Basically, I'm going to try to go over every single... Let me see here. By the way, you're reworking Skull Merchant. If anything, this is how we do it. I'm going through and... Yeah, sure, you can send it to me on Discord. Go ahead. But how I'm basically saying that we do this is for every single killer, we remove 1 perk and at least 5 add-ons from the killer to basically make it easier for newer players. And thank you. I see that you messaged me in Discord. Thank you. So, Unnerving Presence. We just make it to where the triggered skill check success zones are reduced by 60%, get moved over to Agitation. No, I haven't seen it yet. So, we just, altogether, just get rid of the greater success. So, we just take out the 10% greater chance of triggering that skill check, and just put the 60% smaller skill checks onto Agitation, making Agitation better, fully removing Unnerving Presence as a perk, and making that success, the more skill checks basically go away. Boom. Removing that perk as a total and making Agitation better. Remove Padded Jaws and just make it to where traps give you 100% more blood points than they do now. Make it to where Trapper does not get stuck in his own traps by making this base kit. Bear Oil, add the effects onto Trapper Gloves, making it to where when you're using Trapper Gloves, it makes it to where the traps are silent. Boom. 3 add-ons already removed. Serrated Jaws. Add the hemorrhaging effect onto lengthened jaws. Boom. Remove Trapper Bag. Make it to where Tar Bottle becomes a purple add-on, and make it to where, depending on the map, it darkens or brightens the trap to make it easier to blend into the ground. Make it to where Rusted Jaws becomes base kit, to where if you step on a trap, you now have Mangled for 70 seconds. Trapper Sack. Make this base kit and make it to where bear traps cannot be picked up as an extra part to Iridescent Stone, and make it to where the cooldown for this effect, instead of it being 30 seconds that a trap gets set, make it to where it's every 25 seconds, making this better, but also giving you a downside to it. Because right now, it probably should. If you power it up, it should have a downside. Make it to where Trapper spawns with all 10 of his traps. So you would remove these 2 add-ons right here. So like I said, removed, 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 removed. Literally, we have removed a bunch of add-ons and made this one go from the blue to purple. Bada bing, bada boom. It would be perfect. We'd have, instead of 20 add-ons, we would have a grand total of 0. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, just making sure. 4, 5, 6. Yep, we'd have 13 add-ons in total instead of the, we'd have 13 add-ons in total on Trapper instead of the 20 that we have, making it to where there'd be less add-ons to worry about, but making it also, like, better as well. If anything, you could also make it to where it's, like, 12 by just adding Tension Springs effects onto Oily Coil, and making it to where both of these just become better. A bear trap resets 2 seconds after a Trapper... you know what? Nah, don't. Just make it to where... Just do the other ones. Ignore what I said about these 2. But yeah, no. I think we're done explaining what they could do for Trapper. Moving on to the Wraith. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Twisted, what are you going to do to basically remove one of these perks? We keep Predator. We keep Shadowborn. I'm sorry, but... make it to where... Just remove the considerably more... Just remove Brighter... Just ignore the whole Brighter Blood. If anything... Remove Bloodhound as a perk. I know we'd all miss this, but no, who's running Bloodhound anymore? I'm sorry. And if anything, make it to where the blood marks being more brighter. Put that onto put that on Predator, actually. Make this even more of a chase perk, and then make it to where blood can be tracked for an additional 2 seconds longer than it is throughout all killers, giving all killers 2 seconds longer that they'd be able to track blood. Bloodhound then gets removed. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, for Wraith, I would say the Hound, make this base kit. The Ghost, make this base kit, but instead of it being 6 seconds, make it to where you get this for 2 seconds after you uncloak. Boom. You got 2 of these add-ons out of the way. If anything, we have way too many of these. Remove the green, these 2 green ones right here. Boom. Just remove these and don't make them base kit. Just remove them entirely. And you know what? Make Blind Warrior's effects get put onto this one right here. Just stack the effects to where they get Mangled, Hemorrhage, and Blindness for 70 seconds. Boom. Now you have... So now we have removed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've removed 4 and then basically combined the effects of that. Boom, we already have 5 add-ons basically out of here. He's already down to 15 add-ons. Boom. That would make this entirely a lot better. Oh yeah, 10 more days until the next killer comes out, yeah. I'd also say remove this one because, again, having... I mean, I guess, you know what, you could keep this one. You know what? Keep it. But then I would say, what would I remove? Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, just remove this one and make it base kit. Remove, you know what? And then make this one base kit to where when you're in cloaked mode, you can track blood easier. Remove this one and just straight out remove them, don't add them. So you would be removing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then making this... actually, you wouldn't be removing this one, you'd just be removing these 2 entirely, making these 2 base kit, and then basically adding this one onto this. Boom, 15 add-ons. And that's how you basically make Wraith better, by having 5 less add-ons, and then only having 2 perks. Boom. Hillbilly. Now, some of you are probably going to wonder which perk would I basically remove entirely from the game. In my eyes, let me see here. To be honest, behavior needs to make Frank Stone. I mean, that could be cool, but then it would probably look really similar to Trapper. If anything, add him as a skin. Now, you're probably all wondering, well, what perk would I remove? We're never removing Enduring. Keep this perk. Tinkerer, I mean, if anything, I'm probably going to have to say this. Remove Lightborn, and just keep Enduring and Tinkerer, and remove Lightborn. I know what all you're gonna say. Well, Twisted, and just make it to where if you get, instead of being immune to flashlights, make it to where if a survivor blinds you, you see their aura for 5 seconds. Boom. Every killer basically gets base kit, Lightborn aura reading. There you go. Or hell, just make it to where it's only 4 seconds of aura reading it. Or, you know what, make it towards 2 seconds. If the survivor had time to blind you, now you get to see them for 2 seconds after... You know what, 4 seconds, because of the fact that, yeah, make it 4 seconds of that and just remove Lightborn. Or just remove Lightborn in total anyway. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Now, add-ons. Hoo boy, what add-ons would I say that need to be removed from Hillbilly? Remove Counterweight immediately. Cracked Primer Bulb. Remove this immediately, and in the overdrive generation, just add that on to something else. Discarded air filter, remove this one. So boom, these three, just remove them. Remove this one as well. And then remove this one. So if anything, remove this one. So counterweight, remove it. Cracked primer bulb, remove it. Discarded air filter, remove it. Thermal casing, remove it. And finally, I would say remove the high-speed idler screw. Remove that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ons that I immediately say just remove them. Just get them out of here. They're pointless. Like, there is no reason that we should have those kinds of add-ons at all. Like, just get them out of here. So yeah, remove Lightborn and remove the 5 add-ons that I listed down below for Hillbilly. And if anything, just make it to where you base kit this, but only by like 5%. Don't add this at all. And then just make it to where this is, 5% of this, but without the... If anything, put the overdrive generation effect, and put that onto this right here. Making it to where Ragged Engine basically gets used more. That would be good. Yes. If you have 20 add-ons, that's basically a bunch of that's 5 add-ons, way too many, that you're basically putting onto a killer that no one's going to use. If you basically remove 5 of the 20 add-ons that a killer has, and basically either remove them entirely or add their effects to base kit, or just add their effects onto other add-ons would get more spotlight, more usability, and would be a lot more easier for some newer killers to understand. Imagine just only having to see these add-ons right here instead of having like another page entirely of add-ons. And then instead of having 3 perks per killer in Survivor, you would only have 1 perk. I mean, not 1 perk, but you'd have like 2 perks instead of 3. That would basically make it to where there'd be less perks to worry about and less issues. Nurse. I am immediately going to inform you of the add-on, well, not even the add-on, the perk that, since Nurse's Calling is getting a buff this patch, I'm basically going to tell you right now, Thanatophobia isn't what I would remove. It's Strider. If anything, put Strider's effects onto Nurse's Calling. Just put its effects onto Nurse's Calling. So then you basically have the aura reading, and you basically get louder breathing of regular and injured survivors. Boom. A Nurse's Calling is now made better. And Strider is no longer necessary. Also, I've rarely seen Nurse's Calling pop up even more, so which is kind of sad. But if anything, yes, just add this on to Nurse's Calling, making it good for like hearing as well. We don't need this as a perk. Just this is a wasted opportunity of a perk, since it only does that. Just add its effects onto this and remove it from the game. Boom. Add-ons. I would say remove this one right here. Just make it to where you get more blood points for successfully hitting a survivor with a blink. This, now, I'm going to basically do this as not just for random killers, but any killer that has the ability for you to see a blink or like a target location, like this, like if you're aiming or wanting to see like there's a bunch of killers that have stuff like this. Turn this into instead of this being like an add-on, just have this be an option for killers to turn on, like with a toggle, so that way they don't have to waste an add-on slot in order to see the location. Make it to where newer killers can just basically toggle this on as an option. There should be... Oh yeah, now you like it? Thank you. But yeah, so remove this one and just make it where you get more blood points for hitting a survivor with a blink, and then make this just And then just make it to where if you, like, you can just toggle this off. Basically, boom, 2 add-ons removed. Remove this and just make it to where if you hit a survivor, this just basically, like, if you hit a survivor with a blink, their sounds of pain are basically, like, increased by 25%. Just do that. So these 3, just either make them base kit in one way or another. Again, remove this one. Just make it to where you just get more bullet points. Boom. 4 add-ons already removed. And then, you know what? Add this as base kit as well. Blink attacks giving you mangled should be base kit as well. So you get rid of Fragile Wheeze, get rid of Dull Bracelet, get rid of White Knit Comb, Plaid Flannel, and Metal Spoon. Just get rid of those 5 add-ons, and boom. Nurse basically only gets more blood points for hitting people. Basically gets to hear people that she has blink attacked better, for those are hard of hearing. And then they get mangled. Boom. Now you've removed 5 add-ons from Nurse, and she hasn't been buffed in more than just blood points, and now she gets the ability to toggle this on and off. And now we have removed Strider. Boom. We have now removed, from the first 4 killers, we have removed, at the very least, we've removed, like, 20 to, I think we've removed 23 add-ons in total. We've removed 23 add-ons in total from these 4 killers, along with 4 perks. Boom. Michael Myers. Now this one's going to be a bit tough, because all of these perks are great. However, I think there's something that we should probably do. Keep Play With Your Food and Save the Best for Last from Michael Myers, and make Dying Light base kit, but don't make it as powerful. The Obsession getting an extra speed bonus to unhooking and healing survivors, just get rid of that and make it to where if someone who isn't the Obsession, or make it to where if anyone gets hooked, all survivors get a 1% slowdown to their gen speed. This is how you basically fix it. And make it to where for every survivor that you hook that is non-consecutive, it basically increases it. That way it makes it to where the killer doesn't want to tunnel, and by not tunneling, it slows the gen speeds down as well. So not just slowing the gen speeds, but also do add this on to what you were going to do for the survivor, like the killer's not wanting to tunnel. Boom. Every killer now basically gets the ability to slow the gens down. If they hook everyone evenly and no one's dead on hook, boom. You could basically get a grand total of 8 hooks, an 8% slowdown base kit, and then boom. Like, survivors would have like a little bit harder of a time with having Dying Light base kit. Add-ons that need to be removed. Remove Boyfriend's Memento, I'm sorry, but no. Also remove Blonde Hair. These 2 add-ons are eh. Tacky Earrings, remove this one. Remove Jewelry. And then remove Glass Fragments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. 5 add-ons removed from Michael Myers. If anything, make Boyfriend's Memento base kit, but make it like, you know, because it's like, why should we have a smaller lunge when we're in tier 1? I mean, he's getting reworked, so I'll have to come back to these add-ons anyway, but yeah, no. Like, he's getting a rework, so I'm sorry, but like, everything I just said probably is not going to matter anyway. But yeah, definitely make Dying Light base kit in one way or another, like a 1.5 to 2% like gen speed. If you don't tunnel anyone, just make it to where they do gens slower and slower, and this affects everyone. So yeah. Hag. Which of these perks would I either remove or make base kit? Remove, make base kit. I don't think I'd make any of these perks base kit. None of them. In fact, I'd actually say put third heal, put third seal and apply its effects onto Ruin. So now Ruin is basically a better perk that not just regresses gens but blinds the survivors, and now we don't need to waste a perk slot just to blind people. Boom. Making Hex Ruin better by regressing gens and blinding survivors. There you go. That's how you basically remove that perk from the game. Now, add-on wise, just if anything, you know what? Increase the duration of base kit by 5%. So, if anything, base kit, increase the setting speed of traps by 5%, the duration of the trigger by 5%, increase the range by 5%. So just remove these 3 add-ons right here, and then remove this one entirely. And then remove... Let me see here. And then, you know what? Remove this add-on as well, and just make it to where or any survivor who triggers a trap, their aura is revealed for 1 second. Well, actually not 1 second, for 2 seconds. This would actually be... These add-ons becoming base kit and removed would basically be fine. Then having all these add-ons... So, yeah, no, just... Base kit 2 seconds. Remove this one entirely. Base kit 5%. Base kit 5%. Base kit 5%. Boom. Hag gets a buff, and all these add-ons... And has 5... Yeah, boom. There you go. 5 add-ons removed, and 2... And then a buff to Ruin, which is also getting a buff anyway to 150% anyway. So there you go. Doctor, give us the news. So, perks that I would basically remove from the Doctor. I would actually say... man. Instead of removing a perk from the Doctor, I would actually say make Monitor and Abuse... have its effects added on to Overcharge. Or maybe, you know what? Yeah. Monitor and Abuse and Overcharge basically combine forces to become better. Because Overwhelming Presence actually has a good buff as it is. This is actually really good. Actually, you know what? No, just add Monitor and Abuse onto Overwhelming Presence. There you go. So, now you have a smaller terror radius when out of without a chase, making this basically a good... Yeah, no, just make it to where Overwhelming Presence gets Monitor and Abuse's, like, effects. So now and then... Yeah, no, just add these onto each other. There you go. Add-ons that should be removed. Make it to where the range is increased. Just make this base kit. Again, revealing this should basically be able to be toggled on and off. Remove this add-on, and remove this add-on. So, removed, base kit, toggled, 4 add-ons removed. And then make it to where this becomes base kit. So if survivors get shocked and basically have and make it to where their auras get revealed. So Restraint Class 2 gets base kit, and then all of these, yeah. So there you go, 5 add-ons. There you go. See, just like that. Voila, beep. So we've removed Monitor Abuse and made its effects get applied onto this, and then removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ons. There you go. Leatherface. Just make barbecue and chili base kit like you were planning on doing. Like, just do it. But only for survivors who have less hook states than the other. Because that was actually great. That was actually good. I didn't get to play the PTB, but I saw it. Yes, making barbecue and chili base kit is good. It helps killers not tunnel. It gives them information to go after people who are basically have less hooks than the others. That's great. add-ons. Make this base kit. Keep this, actually. Add this thing's effect. If anything, just put Sparkplug's effects onto the homemade muffler. There you go. And then remove this chainsaw file. So boom. So I've removed this add-on, this add-on, this add-on, kept this add-on. There's a reason why, because it's fun. Remove this add-on, and remove this add-on. So remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those add-ons should be removed. It would actually be good too. Huntress. Oh god, this is gonna be easy. All her perks are very much bad, but which add-on, which one would I want to remove? You know what? Remove territorial imperative and basically just remove it. Just remove it and make it to where base kit, if survivors go down into basement and you're far enough away that you get to see their ores not for 5 seconds or even 6 seconds, for 3 seconds. Just make it base kit, and you have to be further than 24 meters away from basement. There you go. Just make this to where it's like a weaker but base kit version. If you're going down into the basement, like, don't go down there when the killer's not around. Like, you just don't go down there. Just remove this. Make it to where this becomes base kit, but at half power. Put this effect onto Venomous Concoction. And then remove this. So just remove all the brown add-ons. And then for this... and you know what? Soldier's Putty. Put the Soldier's Putty's effects onto Iridescent Head and remove Soldier's Putty. There you go. So remove this add-on. Remove this add-on, this add-on, this add-on, and this add-on. So remove all brown add-ons and this one right here. There you go. Now Iridescent Head becomes better because now you basically can play her like Springtrap in a way. That's what Iridescent Head would basically make her play like. And then get rid of Territorial Imperative and make it base kit. There you go. Ooh, Freddy Krueger! Which perk would I make base kit? And which, if anything, you know what? Put Blood Warden's effects onto Remember Me. So, for every token you get for hitting the Obsession, is more time that you get to block the exit gate. So, keep it at the 5 tokens, but make it to where for every time you hit the Obsession, you will basically get... Yes, so basically just remove Blood Warden, because I don't want this base kit. I think that it should be put with Remember Me. So, remove Blood Warden and make it to where every time you hit the Obsession, you gain a grand total of 12 seconds that the exit gate gets blocked. 12 seconds. To make it still come up to 60 seconds. There you go. Remember Me gets a buff. Blood Warden gets removed. There you go. Add-ons that should be removed from Freddy. Just make this base kit. Make it to where the Dream Snares are bigger. There you go. Make this base kit as well. Base kit. and then base. Just make all brown add-ons base kit. And then, you know what? Just make these all base kit. There you go. Just make these all base kit and make it to where all these are the only ones that stay. There you go. For the pig, what would I say should be done here? Oh, I know. Get rid of Scourge Hook, Hangman's Trick. Just get rid of this and make it to where base kit, if any survivor goes near us, is when you're carrying a survivor and a survivor goes within 16 meters of a Scourge Hook, you just see their aura. Just make this base kit for all killers. Just make this base kit and remove this awful perk. Please. Just remove this and make it base kit. Alright. Remove this. You know what? Make this put interlocking razor and have it be attached to this as a buffed up version. Put this right here and put its effects onto this, so they become exhausted and blinded. Remove this entirely. This sucks. So remove this one. Remove this one. Combine this with this one. And then combine these two. So combine these two. That removes one. Combine this one with another one. That removes two. Remove, that means 3. Remove this. This makes 4. And then remove this one and put its effects onto that. That makes 5. Boom. Removed 5 add-ons from this one and removed Hangman's Trick. There you go. Clown, what would I remove here or make base kit? Now, I would actually say okay, now, hear me out. I'd actually say put Chlorophobia's effects onto Bamboozle. You heard me right. Chlorophobia's effects, put that onto Bamboozle. It becomes an anti-loop, anti-heal ability, because it would affect only where you are. There you go. Making Bamboozle better and removing Chlorophobia. Okay, see how Chlorophobia makes it to where survivors within your terror radius have a 50% penalty to healing progression speed, so they do they heal 50% slower, and the skill checks move 50% faster. Well, put that onto the faster 15% vault speed, and that entity will block the location for 16 seconds. There you go. Bamboozle now will block a vault for 16 seconds. After you vault, you get 15% faster vault speed, and anyone who tries to heal within your terror radius would actually suffer the effects of Bamboozle as well, meaning they would not be able to heal within your terror radius. So there would be no healing in my terror radius, and vaulting would basically prevent survivors from vaulting behind you, making Bamboozle better. So remove Chlorophobia and put its effects onto Bamboozle. There you go. Now, add-on wise. Do they actually... Aw, they got rid of the other effects. You know what? Remove this add-on. Make this base kit. Make this base kit. I don't care. Make it to where hitting a survivor with this, it just makes it to where confetti comes out. I think this would be funny. Make this base kit. Remove this as an add-on and just make it base kit, so where if you get hit directly, it just erupts into... Yeah, look at this. They removed what it used to do here. It used to actually change the colors, but now all it does is it increases the size and spread of the gas. That's all it does now, which I hate. I don't like that. So remove this add-on. Make this add-on here base kit. Keep this add-on here. Keep this add-on here. Put Thick Cork Stopper and add it on to the Smelly Inner Souls, so you increase your movement speed and reload speed. I would say remove Solvent Jug. So remove Solvent Jug. Remove this. remove this and make this one base kit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put this one's effects onto this. There you go. No, that's not, well, I guess it depends. So that would remove this, make this one base kit, adds this onto another one, so that's 3. Removes this one, and puts this one onto this one. There you go. We've removed 5 add-ons. There we go. We've removed 5 add-ons and gotten rid of a perk. I just realized, out of all these killers, I have removed 12 perks from the game just by going through all these killers and removed a grand total of 60 add-ons. At the very least, 60 add-ons and 12 perks just by going through these 12 killers. I need to drink some water. And since we've reached this point in the video, please hit the like button. Greatly shows your support on this channel and my Dead by Daylight series and other series as a whole. I do this for you guys because of the fact that, well, first of all, thank you for the like. I appreciate that. I actually love playing Dead by Daylight, and I actually want it to actually, improve. Oh god. Next killer. The Spirit. If there was a perk that I would remove from Spirit, and I know that that I love Rancor, I do, I really do, but we technically have Rancor base kit a little bit now with the fact that we can Mori the last survivor. So if anything, I would say get rid of Rancor. Yeah, get rid of Rancor. Yeah, that's what I would say. Just get rid of Rancor. It would be for the best. We have something better. Because then this makes it to where if whoever's running this would basically just target the Obsession. Yeah, just remove this this perk. And that's coming from someone who likes running the perk. I would say remove it, sadly. Add-ons. Remove this add-on right here. If anything, just remove all the brown add-ons right here, and then remove this one right here, the Senko Habati or whatever the fuck it is. Just remove this blue add-on and then all of the brown add-ons. There you go. That's how you basically just lessen the amount of add-ons. Legion. Now this one will be interesting. What will I actually remove? And you'll probably be surprised. I'm not gonna do anything with Discordance or Mad Grit. I'm saying that we do this for Iron Maiden. Make it to where Iron Maiden's exposed effect gets added on to Mad Grit. So Mad Grit now makes it to where if the survivor enters a locker, they basically become exposed. And then just make it to where the faster opening of locker speed becomes base kit. But only by 25%. So that way, if a killer goes to open a locker, they can do it faster, and don't waste as much time, but it's not 50%. So this would kind of slightly give a buff to killers such as Huntress and Trickster, though. That would actually be good, yeah. But if anything, I would say Iron Maiden the first half should become base kit at half power, and the other half should be added on to Mad Grit. Now for add-ons that we should remove or make base kit. Alright, Smiley Face Pin. Put the blindness effect, put the blindness onto the, onto the defaced smiley that makes it to where you would become mangled. So, if anything, making it to where if you self-mend, you become mangled and become blind. Boom, removing that add-on. This add-on. You know what? Never sleep pills, just make it to where you get more blood gain just gain more blood points for each successful hit during Frenzy, and remove the this add-on right here, because it's a nerf. And then add the 10 seconds increase to the duration. Put that onto Susie's mixtape. Not Susie's, Julie's mixtape. So buffing Julie's mixtape, and removing Never Sleep Pills, removing Smiley Face Pin, and removing the Mischief List. So removing Mischief List, Never Sleep Pills, and Smiley Pin. Friendship Bracelet, I would say put Friendship Bracelet onto BFF. Make it to where it can stack up in power. So 1, 2, 3, 4 removed, and then for this, the recharge time being decreased by 5 seconds, add that on to Susie's mixtape. So these 5 add-ons just get removed and become, because as you can hear, I didn't make any of these base kit, I just made it to where the only thing that's base kit is the blood point increase. All the other effects get added on to other add-ons, making it to where Legion itself doesn't get buffed, but its add-ons do. Or at least get fixed, because these 5 add-ons should not be here. Alright. Plague. Ooh boy, what am I gonna do for Plague? I would say that Dark Devotion, add its effects onto Infectious Fright. Yeah, you heard me. Add Dark Devotion's effects onto Infectious Fright, to where Infectious Fright also can come up as a stealth perk. However, if you down someone who's not if you down someone after hitting the obsession, anyone who's near the obsession would actually scream, and yeah, so this would actually be a good combo actually to make into a perk. Now, add-ons that I think that should be removed from her. Make this get added on to Iridescent Seat. Actually, you know what? No, make it to where this brown add-on right here gets added on to Black Incense, to where if they vomit or cleanse, they become like, what if she I know, right? But yeah, I would say definitely make it to where the auras getting revealed for 4 seconds after they cleanse gets added on to the Black Incense, buffing this add-on, but also, for a reason, removing this one. Healing Solve, remove this add-on. I would say make it to where the object's getting infected for an extra 20 seconds. Add that on to this amulet right here. So decreasing the amount of pools by 2, and the speed, the duration of the survivors having to deal with the objects being infected by an extra 20 seconds being here. So we have removed 1, 2. Keep this add-on for a certain reason. I actually love this add-on. Remove this add-on right here. And then I would say, ooh, what? So I have removed 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that would be kind of interesting, but I'm here to just remove and basically other thing, not buff her. I would say, actually, add this to this. So remove the Exorcism Amulet and add its effects onto the Ashen Apple. There you go. So that's 1 add-on removed, 2, 3, 4 add-ons removed, and then 5 add-ons removed. There we go. And then removing Dark Devotion and adding its effects onto Infectious Fright. And I think that would be good for Plague. We've removed another 5 from her. Hoo boy, Ghostface! Now, I have seen what they have done for Ghostface, and unlike other killers, I have almost I haven't done too much in terms of buffing killers besides Trapper, because Trapper desperately needs it. Ghostface definitely needs a buff, but in terms of perks that I would actually remove or potentially even make base kit, Furtive Chase, I would actually say should be the one that gets removed. But you know what? Actually, no. Don't remove Furtive Chase. Actually, you know what? Add Thrilling Tremors effects onto I'm All Ears, so it's a good chase perk that affects wherever you are. So keep Furtive Chase as it is, but then put Thrilling Tremors effects onto I'm All Ears. Or the reverse. Just add I'm All Ears onto Thrilling Tremors. There you go. Now, add-on wise, make Philly base kit. Make it to where he can, like, make it to where this becomes base kit here. Make Philly base kit. Make it to where the Wally Eyes matchbook becomes base kit. So just make these two base kit. Make it to where these 3 add-ons become base kit, actually. You know what? All brand add-ons, just make them base kit. And then make it to where Lasting Perfume and Chewed Pen become base kit too, because yeah, no, they should not be able to like reveal you as fast as people that are standing up. So, Chewed Pen, Lasting Perfume, Cheap Cologne, Headline Cutouts, Wally's Eyes Matchbook, and Philly should all become base kit. You heard me. You heard me. Ghostface basically gets a 6 add-on removed and equipped onto his base kit. There you go. Ghostface now has like a decent buff, which probably would only take him out of the D tier and into the C tier, but would probably still be a decent bit. Demogorgon. Okay, here we go. Perks that I think should become base kit, or you know what? If anything, equip Mindbreaker's effects. You know what? No. Make it to where Mindbreaker's effects get equipped onto cruel limits. Because all of his perks happen to do with gens. However, I think that if a survivor stays on a gen, they should be exhausted and blinded. But then after the gen gets completed, all the every single window and vault location is blocked. So if anything, yeah, these two would be a great combo to just make Mindbreaker have this one's effects as well. There you go. Just remove Cruel Limits and put its effects onto Mindbreaker. Just gain more blood points when you go through portals. There you go. Just remove Rotten Pumpkin and put the blood point effects onto Demogorgon base kit. Put Black Heart's effects onto Barb's glasses. Put the Rat Liver and Rat Tail's effects together. And have them be added on to the Rotten Green Tripe. So you have removed all these add-ons and changed them. And then have this right here, increased time required for survivors to seal portals by 10%, make this become base kit. Boom. There you go for demo. These add-ons basically... So the Rotten Pumpkin and Viscous Webbing get added as base kit, and these get turned into other add-ons. Or added onto other add-ons. There you go. The Oni... Perks that I would remove, I would say, you know what? Put Blood Echo and put its effects onto to Nemesis. Make it to where if an injured survivor stuns you, they basically get hit with mangled and with hemorrhage and exhausted. So if a survivor stuns you, if a survivor becomes the obsession, they become exhausted, and if anything, that would actually be good. So now, instead of having Blood Echo, that means that any time a survivor stuns you, they become unable to hear you, and then have themselves exhausted for 30 seconds. But then everybody also gets hit. But then anyone who is injured after them hitting you basically gets, you know, the hemorrhage effect. So if survivor is injured, they get hit with hemorrhage. The person who stuns you gets hit with 60 seconds of unable to, like, oblivious, and 30 seconds of exhausted, making Nemesis basically a better perk and removing Blood Echo. Remove this, because the whole blood reading the aura range of this, just remove Rotting Rope. Make Paper Lantern base kit. Make Blackened Toenail base kit. Put the cracked Tsunuki. Add this onto add this effect onto the Child Wooden's. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Remove Rotting Rope. Make Blackened Toenail and Paper Lantern base kit, so that takes away those. Remove the Child's Wooden Sword, and then the Polished Metadite. So remove this. Base kit, removed. So removed, base kit, removed. Why do I care about seeing the aura of my blood orbs? So there you go, 5 add-ons that can be removed. Including Blood Echo, there you go. Deathslinger, okay, there we go. A perk that should be made, base kit. Well, not base kit, but you know what I mean. Adding its effects onto something else. You know what? Add Gearhead's effects onto Dead Man's Switch, and remove Gearhead. Making... Oh, you know what? Add Dead Man's Switch onto Gearhead. There you go. And just lessen the effects of Dead Man's Switch. There you go. Alright. Add-ons that should be removed from Deathslinger. Rickety Chain, oh my gosh. This means that they would break free faster just for more blood points. Just make the blood points, you know, more, and remove Rickety Chain. Remove the Rusted Spike, because hitting someone with the Redeemer while they're being reeled in, like, you could just bring a perk for that. So, again, just removed Rusted Spike, removed Rickety Chain. I would say also removed the Honey Locust Thorns. So 1, 2, 3 add-ons removed, just like that. I would say put the Poison Oak Leaves effects and add them onto... Ooh, you know what? Just make the Poison Oak Leaves base kit, actually. So make the Poison Oak Leaves base kit, remove the Honey Locust Thorns, remove Rusted Spike, remove the Rickety Chain, and remove the Jaw Smasher. Those are the 5 add-ons that I would remove and change. Executioner, he just got his add-ons reworked and stuff, but there we go. What would I remove? Remove Trail of Torment. We have a perk that's better than this. Remove Trail of Torment. Just straight out of the gate, remove Trail of Torment. Add-ons. Get rid of Dead Butterfly. Get rid of Copper Ring. So let's see here. Remove. So if anything, so Dead Butterfly, Copper Ring are both getting removed. Get rid of Forgotten Videotape as well. Get rid of this add-on because, because that would only be that would just be 8 meters, and no, just get rid of it. Remove Mannequin Foot. So remove the Mannequin Foot, the photograph here, Forgotten Videotape, Dead Butterfly, and the Copper Ring. Those are the add-ons that I would remove. Oh my gosh, so 1, 2... I have removed 20 perks. And oh god, I have removed at least I've removed 200 add-ons. Blight. What would I remove? You know what? Add Hex on Dying's effects onto Blood Favor. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. Make it to where if someone brings Blood Favor, you know that you desperately need to find it and break it, making Blood Favor a much better Hex, and making it to where Hex builds could actually be more viable. Add-ons I would remove. Just make it more blood points and remove this. Remove this add-on here. Get rid of this. This is basically a hindrance. Do not. This would become, this kind of like Nurse and Doctor would become, make it to where you would be able to see the target location. So this would become toggleable, be able to be toggled on and off. So removing so basically all brown add-ons just get removed. And then remove this one right here. So the first. The weakest five, the bottom 5 add-ons right here, just remove them all, just like that. Twins. What perk would I actually remove? Hoarder. I would remove Hoarder. Oppression and coup de grace are way too good compared to Hoarder, so just remove Hoarder. Just remove this add-on. Well, just remove this perk in total, and all. Don't even add it on, just remove it. This would become toggleable, so remove the cat figurine. Make this base kit. Make this one. Make these 2 base kit. Remove this. You know what? Just make these 3 base kit. Remove this. And then remove this and make it base kit. So 1 base kit. So yeah. So toy sword, Tiny Fingernail, Soured Milk, and Ceremonial Candelabrum becomes base kit. And this becomes toggleable. So, you know what? These four brown add-ons removed, along with this one. There you go. Trickster, Trickster, Trickster. What would I do for Trickster? Alright. So this is what I would do. Because, here's the thing. Starstruck, how often are you going to see Starstruck get used? No Way Out is too good. Hex crowd control can be good, but it relies on it's a hex. That's the issue. It's a hex. So I would say put Starstruck's power onto crowd control. Make it just even better make it to where Starstruck just remove Starstruck and put it onto crowd control, but remove the cooldown. Yeah. So remove the 60-second cooldown for Starstruck and make it to where any time but then it would be a hex. So it's a hex that would be able to block vaults up to 5 and then expose survivors that try to come in to basically body block, making it an anti-body block power that survivors would have to cleanse. Add-ons that should be removed. Just make this base kit. Make it to where you can carry 4 more blades and remove this add-on. Make it to where he moves 1% faster while throwing his blades and remove this add-on. Put the effects of Inferno Wires onto Waiting for You Watch. Make it to where Memento Blades effects of 10% faster. Put that onto the Fizz Spin Soda. And then make it to where the Lucky Blade gets added onto the Melodus Murder. There you go. So Lucky Blade gets removed. Inferno Wires gets switched. Its effects get switched somewhere else. So we remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ons. There we go. And Starstruck its effects get switched over to crowd control. There you go. That's what I would do. Oh, alright. Nemesis. What would I remove? Lethal Pursuer is a great perk. Eruption could be okay, but they were already going to try to nerf it, and I hate that, so yeah. Hysteria. Now, this is what I like to see. Hysteria. So, if anything, put Hysteria's effects onto Lethal Pursuer. You heard me. To where, if a survivor basically... now, at the start of the trial, you'd be able to see the auras of all survivors for 9 seconds. Then the perks that show auras will... Like, everything... Anytime as aura will be... it extends for 2 extra seconds. And then Hysteria, where you would basically have the effect of giving... removing the... this, if anything, make it to where... Instead of it just being where you injure survivors, make it to where it's just like Lethal Pursuer, where it extends the time that someone is oblivious, but make it for an extra 40 seconds. So now, if a survivor basically gets the oblivious effect, they will have it for an even longer time, and making Lethal Pursuer just that better. Making it to where Lethal Pursuer would become somewhat of a stealth perk. Alright. Just make this base kit for the zombies. You know what? Yeah, make this base kit for the zombies too. Why can we not tell if they hit a survivor? Just make these 2 base kit. Make the damaged syringe get added. Have its effects added on to the broken recovery coin. So there's one less. There's one less, and it takes them 5 seconds longer to basically do it. Increase zombie movement speed by 25%. Just make this base kit as well. So these 5 just become base kit. And then increase the length of Killer Instinct when survivors use vaccines by 3 seconds. Make this get not base kit, but add this on to Jill's sandwich. So you get to see their aura after they unlock a supply chest, and then after they use the vaccine, you get to see their aura. You get to see them with Killer Instinct for 3 additional seconds, making Jill's sandwich a bit better. So remove the adrenaline injector, Brian's intestines, damaged syringe, Star's field combat manual, and visitor's wristband. Those are the add-ons that I would say should be removed. Artist. Alright. I'm pretty sure anyone who's a survivor main probably isn't gonna like what I have to say. Make Grim Embrace have its effects be added on to Pain Residents. Actually, you know what? No. Just make Grim Embrace base kit. That way, it basically makes it to where if you are not tunneling, you basically get benefited by blocking the generators. But instead of it being 40 seconds, it's 20 seconds. But then the Obsession's aura is revealed to you isn't there either. So the Obsession getting their aura revealed for 6 seconds is taken away. But then, like, if you have hooked everybody at least once, that makes it to where all generators get blocked for 20 seconds after you walk away from the hook. So yeah, Grim Embrace being base kit would actually be fair. Remove this right now, because Killer Instinct sucks. So remove it. Killer Instinct detection range, remove this. So remove oil paints, remove vibrant... remove that. Remove the corn add-on. Make it to where thick tar becomes base kit. And then remove the velvet frag fabric. Yeah, no, that seems fair. Just remove and make a couple of these base kit. Just remove these 5 right here. The Onryo. Sadako. Add Merciless Storm's effects onto Call of Brine. Make it to where if you kick a generator, boom, that generator basically will alert you that they tried to do it. It regresses the generator, and if they get to 90% progress, there you go. And then it would block. So Merciless Storm's effects being put onto Call of Brine would make this a really good like gen perk. Add-ons that should be removed. Make this become base kit. That way they get it from further away. Remove this. Add this to base kit, but make it an extra 1 second for base kit. Cabin sign. Make this base kit. So just, you know what? Just add these all on, just add the brown add-ons all as base kit. And then make it to where this also becomes base kit. But actually, no, don't make this base kit. Make it to where survivors with 4 stacks of condemned suffer blindness. Add this on to... Add this onto the sea-soaked cloth. Don't worry, you'll be able to go back and watch it. It's okay. I would say definitely make it to where this add-on has the fishing net added onto it, and make these all base kit, and then make all the brown add-ons base kit. Dredge. Add-on that perk that needs to be removed. Septic Touch. Enough said. Add-ons. Ooh, you know what? I was gonna say, yeah, don't remove this one actually. Add this one's effects onto Malthinker's skull. So while any survivor is injured, boom, it charges faster. When you hook a survivor, boom, it making the skull better. This. Remove this add-on. Remove this add-on as well. So just remove these 3 add-ons entirely, and then just make this one get its effects added onto the Malthinker skull. And then add this on as base kit, so it takes you 0.4%. It decreases the amount of time you have to exit a locker by 0.4 seconds. So make this base kit. And then just remove these 3 entirely, and then have this be added onto this. There you go. Those are the 5 add-ons I'd remove and stuff. Mastermind, aka Albert Wesker. Perk that I would remove because of how it is. I wouldn't actually remove anything. I'd actually say add Awakened Awareness's effects onto Superior Anatomy. Making Superior Anatomy a better pick, and making it to where it affects you being able to care when you're carrying someone and vaulting. Remove Ouroboros Tendril, remove this add-on. Remove the Unicorn Medallion. Remove the RPD Shoulder Walkie. Just remove these 3 add-ons entirely. Jewel Beetle. Just make it to where you get more blood points when grabbing a survivor mid-bound. Just make it to where you get more blood points. And you know what? Make it to where Bullhorn's effects... Wait, survivors that use the first aid spray from the... You know what? Yes, make it to where Bullhorn's effects get added onto Helicopter Stick. So removing the Bullhorn, and then all 4 brown add-ons just get removed. There you go. Now for the night. We're coming up onto the Skull Merchant. You're going to soon get to hear what I have to say about her. Alright. Perks that I think should stay. Nowhere to hide. Keep it. Hubris. Keep it. Hexface the Darkness. Remove it. It is basically, out of the 3, is a perk. It's a hex, and it's not even too good entirely. Everyone outside your terror radius will scream every 25 seconds, revealing their positions and auras for 2 seconds. You know what? Just remove it. Add-ons that should be removed. Cut this in half and make it to where all guards now patrol an extra 4 seconds. Make it to where the guards now just have this base kit. Have this be base kit as well. Make it to where the guards now move 5% faster instead of 9% faster, and have it be base kit. And then make it to where Droid Horsemate also becomes base kit as it is. So they all have an extra 4 seconds that they chase survivors. There you go. Making guards better and removing Hexface the Darkness. Skull Merchant. What perk would I remove? I would say, you know what? Let me see here. What perk would I remove? If anything, make it to where whenever you hit the survivor with the most total time in chase with a basic attack becomes the obsession. Add that onto Thwack and just remove the rest of Game of Foot from the entire game. So remove Game of Foot entirely, but then have whenever you hit the survivor with the most time in chase with a basic attack and they become the obsession, be added onto Thwack, making Thwack a good chase perk. Add-ons. Remove this add-on right here, because the Eddie Valenti... Just remove this one right here. I know, right? Remove this add-on right here. Remove this add-on and just make it base kit. Add these effects onto the vital targeting processor. There you go. Those are the four browns taken out of the game. And make it to where the shotgun speakers also have their effects get added on to the brown noise generator. That way, survivors with the claw trap will be oblivious and will not have skill check warnings, meaning it will be so quiet for them that they won't be able to hear. So this gets added onto this. This gets made base kit. This gets added on to this. And then this gets just plain out removed. And then this gets removed. There you go. Her? No. Singularity. What would I change? Add genetic limits of just remove genetic limits actually. Just remove it. Just remove genetic limits entirely. Just give us an extra bio. Just make it to where we have one other biopod and remove this add-on. Make heavy water base kit and reduce their ability to see by an extra 4 meters instead of 8. Add this as base kit right here. Just make these all base kit with half their power and just remove them entirely. And then make this base kit. Just make these 5 base kit. This would be good. Also, for the fact that you said that, here you go.
It will be fast, possibly painless. Die, fat ass, please. It is all over.
Now for the alien. Perk that I would remove. I would say remove ultimate weapon. Just remove it entirely. Keep rapid brutality and alien instinct and just remove ultimate weapon. Make Ripley's watch base kit actually. So when a turret removes crawler mode, it's just destroyed automatically. Just do that. cut this in half and add it as base kit. Add this as base kit. So base kit, half in base kit, base kit. Make it to where this is 10% and make it base kit. And then make this base kit right here. I don't have it on this account, sadly. You know what? Add Hex 2 can play, but add its effects onto Spirit's Spirit Fury perk. Just have Hex 2 can play, make it not a Hex, and add its effects onto Spirit Fury. To where after you break 2 pallets and then someone stuns you 2 times, then at any time afterward, you basically will blind them for a second and a half. There you go. Just make it to where, hey, you stunned the killer, and now you basically are going to get punished for it. Just remove this right here. This one's fine. Remove this add-on. Remove this add-on. Remove this add-on. And make this one base kit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ons. Here we are. The unknown. Okay, what perk would I remove? You're probably wondering. Well, since survivors normally are really good at not missing skill checks, I actually have something that I'm going to talk about after this. So I'm not going to say get rid of this. Don't. Keep Unforeseen, because this is great. I would say get rid of Unbound. Get rid of this one. As much as I hate to get rid of anything that has my boy in it. Is the unknown a detective? Yeah, because Unforeseen is a great perk. Unbound has a... So you basically first have to injure a survivor, and you have a time window that you're able to use this. And you only get 7% haste for 10 seconds. I know, right? But Undone... There's going to be something that I'm going to be doing that would actually make Undone actually really good. Now for add-ons. Make this base kit to where if survivors are hit by the blast area, suffer from Oblivious for 20 seconds. Make this, just make Rabbit's Foot and Sketch Attempt base kit. Also, you can see the hands and the 2 legs in the back and then his head. Make it to where the punctured eyeball gets, make it to where it gets applied to device of undisclosed origin. And then just make blurry photos effects just get added onto the iridescent OSS report. When a survivor successfully stares down the unknown gains killer instinct for... Just remove this. Just remove this add-on entirely. Just remove this. So then these add-ons basically all now are out of the picture and have either had their effects either become base kit, added onto another add-on, or just completely removed. Killer Instinct sucks. Now it's time for Vecna. Ooh, what should I say? Add Dark Arrogance's effects onto Weave Attunement. I know, right? Who calls him the Lich? Yeah, I know. Add Dark Arrogance's increased vault speed, but the duration of pallets and stuns. Add this on to Weave Attunement, and Weave Attunement will now show the auras of survivors near items, and then it makes it to where he would vault faster, but then get stunned and blinded longer. There. Weave Attunement would then become better. Make this base kit so that the Mage Hand is better. Make this base kit as well. You know what? Remove this entirely and make these 3 base kit. And then make it to where Ring of Spellstorming gets added on to Pearl of Power. Do you know what? Just make it to where you just have... You know what? Make this base kit. Make these 3 base kit and remove this one. So all brown add-ons are removed. And then this one becomes base kit. There you go. Dracula, the Dark Lord. Just Dracula, though. You know what? Make it to where Dominance gets added on to Human Greed. Because, if anything, this is fair. Because, if anything, it would make it to where you would get to see the aura of survivors that come next to chests, and if they come near them to try to open them, they get blocked for 16 seconds. This would be perfect. It would make Human Greed good for not just chests, but also for totems. This would make it a great totem protection perk. Now add-ons. Just make this base kit. Like, why do we need like this to make it to where we can shapeshift faster? Reduce the cooldown of shapeshift. If anything, add this on to the effects of... You know what? You know what? Make Traveler's Hat get combined with Clock Tower gear. And Cerberus Talent. So the 1, 2, 3 add-ons get combined, and so 2 get removed. Have it to where the Helpvar cooldown is reduced by 10%, get added on to the feather here. Making it to where this one becomes better, up to a grand total of, instead of 25%, up to 35%, making the feather better. Just make this become better as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4 add-ons. And then make it to where the maximum distance of a teleport gets added on to the maximum speed of a teleport as well. There you go. 5 add-ons basically taken out. But yeah, no, that would be cool if there was a Mori for when he was in wolf form. 3 killers left. I have I have removed so many perks and add-ons. It's ridiculous. Alright. Houndmaster. Perk that I would remove. Remove No Quarter. It is basically garbage. Just make it to where No Quarter doesn't exist. No one runs it. All Shaking Thunder and Scourgehook Jagged Compass are way better perks than this. Make it to where Young Coconut becomes base kit. Oh yeah, I guess so, yeah. Make it to where this becomes base kit. Make it to where this is cut in half to where the dog is stunned for 25% less. And make it base kit. So 1, 2, 3 base kits. You know what? Make it to where the Hound Sense duration gets increased by 35%, get added onto Spyglass. So all brand add-ons get removed. And then make it to where the power cooldown is just base kit reduced by 5%. Now Houndmaster basically gets a buff.
You lump of vermin!
Next up is the Ghoul. Perk that I would remove. If anything, I'd actually make it to where none are free. Just gets... You know what? Remove none are free. Keep Nothing But Misery and Forever Entwined, and removed none are free. Why isn't this base kit? Just make it to where we get more blood points for grabbing them. Just make this base kit as well for Enrage mode, countdown being 5 seconds. Increases the window to perform consecutive... Yeah, just cut this in half and make it to where you get an extra second and a half to do to increase the window. Add this apron effect onto the satchel. So, there you go. These 4 get removed. And then, you know what? Make this get... Make the Hyde's headphones get added on... Wait a minute. No, just make this one get... Just make it to where this becomes just added up on his base kit. So base kit, and then remove these and change them up to where. So we have there's the 5 that we just take out. There we go. Okay, last but not least, William Afton, aka Springtrap, the animatronic. Just make Haywire base kit. I'm pretty sure everyone would be fine with that. It would prevent survivors from 99ing exit gates, and it would punish them for doing so as well, so that way if they try to 99 them, they can't anymore. Just make Haywire base kit for every match. Haywire should just be base kit. That way, instead of it being 99, it will basically make it to where if they basically try to 99 them, it'll take them a few seconds to open it instead of just tapping it open. Haywire would be perfectly fine to be base kit. What if Survivor lets go of exit gates? Entity blocked it. Well, that can't actually happen, because Haywire can only block it. Because, remember, No Way Out can only block an exit gate after a survivor has touched it. Haywire doesn't come into effect until you've actually gotten some progress. The gate can't be blocked after progress has been made. So, Haywire, you don't have to worry about being too powerful So yeah, just remove Haywire and make it base kit. Now, here we go. Get rid of this. Get rid of Rotten Pizza, because no one... Who wants this? Who wants this at all? Killer Instinct is useless. This would become toggleable, so this would be removed as well. Make Streamers base kit, so you travel through the doors 15% faster. So Streamers, Help Wanted ad, and Rotten Pizza get removed. Remove Freddy's hat and make it to where it now has the purple guy drawing effects instead. And then have it to where Ripped Curtain... you know what? No, make it to where Security Badge basically gets added on his base kit. So we're now instead of the killer having only 20 seconds of undetectable, they now get a grand total of 25 seconds. So 25 seconds base kit. Remove Freddy's hat and have it take on Purple Guy's drawing effect, so we just have the original 4 characters. There you go. So remove this one totally. This becomes toggleable, so that it would be removed. Remove this and make it base kit, but only at 10% instead of 15. So boom, removed, removed, removed. Make it base kit. It becomes removed. Take this effect and put it onto Freddy's hat and remove the 10% increase to weight. And just remove the effects of Freddy's hat and have it take Purple Guy's drawing and remove the drawing. There we go. We've taken all of those and made them better. Boom. And just like that, I have taken away a grand total of 1, 2. $39 perks have been removed from the game. So let's take a look at how many perks that would be that I have removed. So let's see here. That would be 1 page, 2 page. That'd be 2.5 pages of perks that I just removed from the game. So instead of us having almost 9 full pages of perks, we'd actually have 7 pages. We'd have almost 7 full pages of perks instead of 9 full pages of perks. That's actually, we'd have only 6.5 actually. Yeah, I'll react to your rework after this, yeah.
I can taste your fear.
Let's be honest, Springtrap has a great Mori. So yeah, I have removed 39 perks from the list. And I have... Jesus. 1, 2, 3...
You
5, 6,
will
7.
fear me.
I have removed 395 add-ons from the game as well. 395 add-ons. 39 perks, 395 add-ons have been removed. Just from me going through and removing 5 add-ons per character. You cannot tell me that if... I'm just saying, removing all those add-ons and the perks and just making some of them base kit or just removing them would be better. Also for nerfs, I'm about to just hit you with a nerf because of the fact that, let's be honest here, nerfs needs it. Anytime that you go to use your power, aka, or you know what, this is what we do for nerfs. Anytime that the auras would be revealed to her, she sees them for 1 second, she sees them for 2 seconds less than normal. That means if she was to run, that meaning that if you were to run Lethal Pursuer on her, it'd basically make her just as good as everybody else, but everyone else would actually get benefited from it. That kind of nerf to nurse would actually make her way better and make certain aura perks better for other killers. You know, the weaker ones. I'm not gonna point anybody out or anything, you know, just... But yeah. Now, for what I talked about when it came to the perk from the unknown, that if you basically kicked a generator and stuff, since survivors are so used to like the normal skill checks just being like a oh, it's a circle and a skill check, the way we change this is making it so we add an extra 2 types of not skill checks, but progression checks. Make it to where the default skill checks stay the same. However, we now have it so you know how like when you go to disable Skull Merchant's drone, you basically have to type in like a certain code. Make it to where you basically have to hit a certain code, a certain code in a certain amount of time, give or take maybe 6 to 8 seconds in order to do it. Otherwise, the gen will explode. Making it to where survivors basically have a limited amount of time before the gen will explode because they didn't do the code in time. And then, so make it to where there's also another skill check that you basically have to learn. A third type of skill check, to where it's a circle, a full circle, but it's not like a dial that's turning around. Make it to where there's a button that you have to press that's in the center, a singular button, and you have to press that button at the right time or the gen will explode. So you have the spinning circle. You have the circle that slowly starts to fill up, and you have to hit it at just the right time in order to hit the skill check. And then you have to type in a code. Have it to where these progression skill checks give you 0.5% extra progression instead of 1% extra progression. So the gens take less time, and not less time, they take more time to do, but make it to where the skill check things are also randomized. That way, there's 3 different types of skill checks, making it to where Undone would actually have a much easier time to get used. Because here's the thing, survivors basically have like something like that where they could basically just equip something and it will automatically do skill checks for them. Making it to where there is 3 different types of skill checks would force them to have to look at the screen and not be able to basically be like, oh yeah, I can just do this and now my skill checks can get done automatically. No, because then they'd have to do 3 different types of skill checks, and these little things that they run wouldn't work. Because it would actually require button presses. And not just a click. There you go. That's how you can fix that issue. And it would also fix that issue of survivors using that as well. But only apply it to generators, though. How long have I been streaming? For almost 2 hours. Good God. You know what? Since I have some time, I'm actually gonna hit the survivors next. Now, before survivors think, oh my gosh, he's gonna come in here and nerf us. Oh, shut the fuck up. Alright. Now, items. Items, and you know what? I might even hit offerings for both killer and survivor as well. So, you know what? Items. Remove the default green flashlight. Who the hell is using this thing? Just remove it. If anything, you know what? Remove the weakest of these items. Remove camping medkit, broken key, apprentice fog vial, worn out tools, and this map right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then remove the green flashlight. To where there's only 2 types of flashlights, and the only flashlights that you get that are basically the same as the green one would basically be the special anniversary ones and all these other ones. So you remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items from the survivors that, let's be honest, would be better off to remove those so that there'd be less items and less item bulk. Because now we have literally 3 pages of items that they could potentially have. Then, add-on wise, let's start with the toolbox. If anything, add instructions base kit to toolboxes to where they don't get skill checks while working on generators. A toolbox giving them skill checks is basically allowing them to buff themselves with the toolbox, not just in gen speed, but also in getting skill checks. Make it to where instructions becomes base kit and they don't get skill checks. This would help out with newer survivors, but also punish the experienced survivors who bring these, making it to where they can't do skill checks. Cut cutting wire's speed in half and add it on to hacksaw to where this is 40% instead of it being 30. And just remove cutting wire. So remove cutting wire, remove instructions and make it base kit. You know what? Make it to where spring clamp gets added on to protective gloves to where now protective gloves will now make it to where you don't make a notification when you sabotage a hook, and the repairers are basically reduced by 8 meters, making it to where protective gloves become more used. It would remove spring clamp, cutting wire, and instructions. There you go. And now you have, instead of having 11 add-ons, you would now have only 8. Alright, there you go. So now you would only have 8 add-ons for toolboxes. Next up, maps. This is completely fine. They did great with the rework for maps. They made it to where there's only 5 add-ons. Same thing with keys. They made it to where there's only 5 add-ons. And the Apprentice Vial, only 5 add-ons. These items should only have 5 add-ons. Next up, medkits. Now, needle and thread and surgical suture. Remove these add-ons so that survivors can't have an increased chance of hitting skill checks or having a progression and a better progression bonus when hitting a great skill check. Remove the suture and the needle and thread. Remove them entirely. Combine rubber gloves with a sponge, and then add these. You know what? No, just remove sponge, rubber gloves, needle and thread, and surgical suture. Just remove them. So now you only have 10 add-ons instead of having 13. You would have 14 with the refined syrup, but if anything, now you only have 9 instead of 13. And also make it to where this takes 20 seconds instead of 16, so survivors can't just because this also gets affected by perks. So make it to where this, has a bit of an increase now. Now we move on to the final thing, which is flashlights. And they're the flashlights add-ons. Alright. Cut leather grip in half and add its effects onto rubber grip, making it to where this is a 50% increase, and remove leather grip in total. Remove the power bulb, remove the wide lens, and remove the standard battery. And then remove the tier optics. So remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add-ons. Once again, cutting this down to only having 9 add-ons instead of 13. In total, it would actually have 10 because of the broken ball event add-on. So, yeah. Actually, no, it would actually have 9 there. So, technically this would actually only have 8 add-ons, so that's fine, though. Now for the actual... and as I said, the items that I would remove would be green flashlight, brown map, brown toolbox, brown medkit, brown key, and brown bog vial. Basically, anything that's brown should get removed. And then the green flashlight. Actually, you know what? Just remove these and then remove the green flashlight. That way there's only 2 types of there's still different types of flashlights from like the events, because 1, 2, 3 different types of flashlights from events, but still. Now, this is where I'm going to say something that some people are probably going to be like, wait, no, you can't do that. I honestly think that you should also remove the Mechanics Toolbox and keep Commodious Toolbox. Make it to where you get... Because now, all toolboxes no longer give you skill checks when repairing generators. That's still a nerf to toolboxes across the board. Make it to where medkits also don't give you skill checks while healing. So, medkits and toolboxes no longer give you skill checks while healing. It's a buff to the weaker players, but a nerf to stronger players who require skill checks in order to actually speed things up. And just make it to where... And you know what? Bring back the fact that... Okay, so green medkit only gives you 1 full heal. Blue medkit gives you 1.5. Make it to where the purple one gives you 1 full heal, but an increased heal speed. Just like how it used to be. So we have 3 different types of medkits with different types of properties. Instead of them all being the exact same with nothing different about them except heal speed. So then we'd only have a grand total of 2 keys, 2 maps, 2 fog vials, 2 default versions of the flashlight. We'd have 1, 2, 3 types of toolboxes, 3 different medkits. Actually, no, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 types of toolboxes instead. So yeah. And all the event stuff just stays how it is. There you go. So that is the items that I would remove, how I would change items to where medkits and toolboxes no longer give you skill checks, so that newer players don't get hit as hard by this, but also the more experienced players don't get benefited by the skill checks. Now for offerings. I don't have to say anything for the map offerings. The devs did their thing and actually benefited us greatly. I'm not going to say anything for coin. Okay. So map offerings are fine. So if anything, I'm going to talk mostly about the purple offerings for both Survivor and Killer. The white ward is not getting touched. Neither is Shroud of Separation. These 2 add-ons are not getting touched. Vigo's Jar of Salty Lips. I'm going to say something that a lot of survivors are probably not going to like. The fact that we have only a base kit 4%, but now we can't even use it. I'm going to say this right now. Remove the base kit 4% and just make it to where Vigo's Jar of Salty Lips increases your chance of jumping off the hook by a base kit total of 10%. Make it to where... And since it's not hidden, the killer would be able to see that the survivors are about to run a luck build. Actually, you know what? Don't make it 10%. Make it a grand total of 5%, so that way it gets boosted. Each jar gets boosted by 2%. The base kit 4% is gone because base kit luck has basically been pointless as is, and now it's even more pointless since we can't even use it unless everyone else is gone. So just remove the 4% base kit from the entire game and just add half of that 4%, 2% onto the Salty Lips, making it to where survivors, instead of only being able to bring 12% luck with these, can now bring a grand total of 20% luck, making the offering actually better and giving them a greater chance to jump off the hook. But before killers and stuff start saying, well, that seems a little too powerful, don't worry, I'll get to the offerings on killer in just a sec. Shiny coin. Make it to where, yes, this is a secret, it calls upon the entity to create 2 more chests. However, this should also have a negative to it. All chests now take 20% longer to open. You heard me right. For every coin that you bring, and for every shiny coin you bring, the chests will take an extra 20% longer to open, and this will stack up to a grand total of 80% longer time to to open a chest. Don't like it? I'm sorry. Basically, you know what? No, make it to where it's only 10%. That way, it's not too harsh of a punishment. Make it to where if everyone brought shiny coin, you know what? No, make it to where no. If there's a bunch of greedy survivors trying to bring a bunch of these, make it to where it's 20%. There you go. Now chests basically take 20% longer to open. Petrified oak. Bringing this calms the entity and slightly increases the distance between sacrificial hooks appearing in the world. The hooks are now separated, however, you lose a grand total of 2 seconds that you can be on the hook. Actually, you know what? No, make it 5 seconds. Everyone who brings a petrified oak, they now basically get punished, and now you know what? Nah. You know what? No. Petrified oak. Makes it to where they die. You know what? I don't want to. I have to kind of go back to this a little bit, but you know what? Murky Regrant greatly thickens the dark mist. It's secret, but why should it be secret? It basically doesn't do much. You know what? Murky Regrant. It decreases the. So bringing this will decrease the killer's terror radius by 1 meter. If you bring this. You know what? No. This should benefit the killer and survivor. So if anything, darkening the mist should do something more than just, oh, the mist has been darkened. Survivors, a survivor who has been injured or is healthy now has their grunts of pain or normal sounds decreased by 5% for every Murky Regrant. So you could bring this and have your sounds of while you're injured basically be decreased by a grand total, if all of you brought it, by 20%. However, if a killer brings it, it will do the same. However, since you are decreasing the sounds you make, it will also decrease the sounds that the killer makes by 2 meters per bottle. So you get a 5% decrease to the sounds you make, and the killer can get a grand total of an 8. Well, if everyone in the entire match brought it, so 5, survivors would get a grand total of a 25% decrease to the sounds when injured, but killers would also get a 10-meter reduction to their terror radius. Again, I think that this should do more than just darken the mist. I think it should also make it to where this is basically just making the survivors and the killer more stealthy. But the reverse end, the brown one, should do the opposite. Lessening the dark mist should become a purple bottle. You're hurting me. It should become purple. And have the following effect. It slightly lessens the dark mist, but it will now increase the sounds you make by it will increase the sounds you make by 1% and increase the killer's terror radius by 1 meter. So this basically makes it to where it's less stealthy. Actually, you know what? Just make it to where this is less stealthy. Make it to where the sounds you make when injured are 2% louder, and the killer basically gets a 1 meter increase to his terror radius. There you go. So basically something that you don't want to burn. I have done a change to this and shiny coin. I'm going to do something for petrified oak now. Petrified oak. The distance between hooks has now been increased. However, whenever a killer hooks you on one of those hooks, the killer benefits from an additional 2 seconds of haste, of the haste effect, up to a grand total of an entire 8-second increase. So if every survivor basically brought Petrified Oak, they'd be also benefiting the killer with an 8-second increase to their haste effects when hooking the survivor. So Petrified Oak would be one. The survivors would want to increase the distance between hooks, but then it would also benefit the killer. So you know what? Yeah, that seems fair. And then luck. So these would also. This has been buffed. This has been changed. This has been changed. This has been changed. Oh, but a shiny coin, now with the fact that there is less trash items, would also kind of has gotten a special buff as well. This and this are not getting changed. Now for killers. Moris are not getting touched. It's just the purple. It's only going to be the purple ones. Putrid Oak calls upon the entity to considerably decrease the distance between sacrificial hooks appearing in the world. However, the effect that this will give is increase the chance for survivors to jump off the hook by 10%. So yes, you have made it to where, yes, there's a less distance between, but now survivors will know that you brought this, because they now, once they are hooked, will have the chance to unhook themselves. You know what? No, actually, instead of increasing their luck, I'm actually going to say this. It will make it to where you get. It will make this to where you get a grand total of 4 seconds less on your haste effect. You have decreased the distance between hooks, but you now get 4 seconds less on the time that you would have for your haste. Thickening the Mist will also decrease your terror radius, but it will also make it to where survivors are quieter when injured. Cut Coin calls upon the entity to prevent the appearance of 2 chests, however, will increase the speed at which survivors can open a chest by not 10%, but since survivors are getting a 10% decrease, a 20% decrease, you will be giving them a 40% increase to the speed at which they can open a chest. Black Ward will not be touched, and then there will be a luck offering. A new offering that would decrease the luck that survivors get. However, would decrease the distance between hooks. The luck offering would decrease the luck that survivor. Actually, you know what? No, don't add a luck offering. Just make it to where this adds 40% faster that survivors can open a chest. This buffs you and them, and then this gives you the buff that it gives you, but it will also, kind of hinder you as well by giving you less haste. Okay. I think that should do it. Well, for 2 hours and 15 minutes, I basically talked about how I would actually change stuff, and I think I did a great job. So, that being said, tomorrow I will be streaming me playing Springtrap in a certain way that should actually be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. Greatly shows your support on this channel and this series as a whole. If you're new to this channel and want to see more content just like this, consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date on all foreseeable content in the foreseeable future. With that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.